All right, we back. We just saw Kamen Rider. Thoughts? Actually, hold up. We want to get audience reactions. I know these niggas just seen it. Hey, y'all just seen that Kamen Rider?
Yeah.
Talk to us. What you think about that?
It was pretty fire. We saw the Ultraman movie too. It was better than that. So.
Okay. I missed that one. Wait,
Yeah,
it was a Shin Ultraman?
Shin Ultraman, yeah.
Oh. Well, I missed out on that one. I just knew it was the Godzilla one, yeah?
Oh, okay. I didn't see that.
But it might be back in the theaters. Just keep an eye out. Like we thought we missed the Shin Ultraman, but
it was in just one day, bro. It was like
3 showings.
Yeah, it was like 3 showings, and we were like, shit, let's go.
Rated out of 10. What'd you get that movie?
I get like 8.5.
8.5?
I'd probably give it like a 9.
Oh, okay. Oh, that was loving it. All right, good.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. All right, thoughts?
College student motorcycle enthusiast Takehashi Hongo is abducted by evil organization Shocker and converted into a cyborg as part of their plans for world domination. Before they can brainwash him into doing their bidding, he escapes and uses his new enhanced abilities as Kamen Rider to wage a one-man war against Shocker.
That was a mouthful.
Yeah, that was one of the more comprehensive plot synopsis. Even though it wasn't that deep. I mean, I had a good time. I enjoyed it. It was fun and dumb.
Yeah, no, it was legit in its own way. It was like, I don't know. I guess I didn't know what to expect, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. I like the different augmentations, all the family dynamics.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and it was surprisingly deep towards the end. It kind of had me feeling some type of way.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It was hitting the feels a little bit. I was surprised.
They didn't skimp on anything. Like, there were some actual stakes, you know?
Legit, bro.
People you cared about.
We're disappearing. Like it was. Yeah, that was serious.
Evaporating. Yeah, I had a good time. I think I liked it more. Yeah, as it went on.
Yeah,
I was kind of trying to figure
it
it out, trying to gauge where it was going. Had some goofy elements to it.
It did have, and that's why at the beginning I was a little bit like, but as the story started getting deeper, I for sure was locking in.
Yeah.
I for sure was locking in.
It's not super deep. You know, people want to, cure humanity and fucking make a new society and all the same type of shit.
Yep.
But I don't know. You just cared about the characters, and the new Kamen Rider comes in, and you care about him.
And it was like a generational thing, and they introduced him hella late, and you still were giving he came in like last quarter of the movie.
Bro, I mean, it's
and I'm a fan. I was like, okay, shit.
It's super fucked up what he did, what they did to him.
Yeah, no, of course.
They made him all these like crazy memories, happy memories.
They like pulled all your sad memories, and they all come flooding back to you, and you just sit there crying. It's like, oh, whoa.
Yeah, that's.
It's like you can imagine in your head what he was going through.
That's messed up. Anyways, like we're kind of jumping ahead. What did you think overall?
It was good. It was fire. Again, I didn't know what to expect, but the characters were hitting. Honestly, I thought the action sequences were dope, and it was just something different to me. Like
it was
the way they were doing the camera angles, and even like the weird stop motiony kind of fight. Like there was different stuff happening.
They had like first person shots. And,
and then
reverse,
even the bat guy, when it was just like always hitting that weird POV for him.
Here's what I'll say about that. Like, if this were a Marvel movie or anything, you would think it was like the worst fucking CG you've ever seen. Like,
legit.
But some reason,
was different. It's like
intentional.
They leaned into it. Yep.
Like, I wouldn't consider it good because.
But it wasn't
the
bad.
Buildings, they looked like very, very,
very CG. But it was on purpose.
You could do something just as good, if not better, in under.
Exactly, bro. That's how I was feeling. But like,
it had no motion blur, no depth. It was kind of over the top. But
it was like the style. It felt like Power Rangers or something. Like that was the vibe. Where it's like it knows what it is.
Yeah.
And I feel like it was taking certain liberties that I was okay with it leaning into. Like, 'cause the crazy CG, the crazy camera angles. It was like they were obviously like, you know,
They used like legit GoPro footage, I believe.
they probably did. And like the fights and stuff, like they would just literally switch to CG
But
characters.
also there was really cool like suits and shit, so it balanced it out with actually cool like tech. And so it's not like it was all that. Like
Yeah, because the suits were like physical items and they were dope.
Yeah.
And I like the
And some
concept
of
of
the
the
lights, like
insects.
even the brother butterfly character, like his little throne, like some of the sets were
Oh yeah,
pretty,
yeah. And that was
pretty
simple
dope.
too. That was just like the lights and the colors on the floor, like simple.
And yeah, his like throne, and he comes and the little fucking tendrils
Tendrils,
of,
yeah.
of
Like
light
energy or
of
prana or
energy,
whatever.
Yeah, prana.
And his throne was the butterfly wings. Like it was
yeah,
just,
yeah.
it was creative. I thought that everybody had a cool way to represent like their bug attributes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Without it being just super, like how the bee had a hive and it was very organized. She was the queen. She liked
Yeah.
order.
And that scorpion chick, like,
Was just
R.I.P.,
trying to sting
like-
everybody in.
like she was dope.
She was going
like,
hard.
like using her scorpion kicks and shit, and
Yeah, I didn't think that.
like the heels and shit.
Honestly, on that video, I thought she was killing them, and then they killed her.
I know. I was like, oh, she's gonna be a main bad.
And she just
main
goes
badass.
flop.
Yeah. Because you don't see it immediately. So you see
Yeah,
these guys
you're like,
watching
oh,
her.
man.
Yeah, and then no, she's done for. She didn't even get to fight.
Nope.
Fucking Kamen Rider.
Nope.
But yeah, it was cool to like. I was intrigued. Like, what's the next kind of like shocker villain that we're gonna get?
Yeah,
and-
legit, because they were all so different. I was like, okay, this is, even though it was like villain of the week in the movie, it wasn't like dry.
Yeah.
Each
And
one
it
was
was like
a new,
a
like
yeah, it was
emotional
like
thing too.
She knew like,
Yeah, like, that
her
was-
from her sister and shit, and even stuff like oh, she couldn't be shot, but it was the venom of the scorpion lady that actually killed her.
Right, because like even the guys who were, you know, anti-shocker were still a little bit fucked up themselves too.
Yeah.
I will say one part that had me a little bit like,
So
what was
obviously,
up with that was the dark fight that they had.
which one?
Where like they're fighting the other Kamen Riders.
Oh,
and I
yeah,
couldn't
yeah,
see
yeah,
anything, and I'm like, what? This is like a main fight.
Yeah. I kind of, that was hard to follow for sure, and it just looked like it didn't look very good to me. Like, it was
Except
just all.
the start where they both jump and then they kick like 3 people at a
Yeah.
time. That was like, I was
But
like, okay,
they're,
this is
they're
gonna be a good
treating
fight.
it like fucking action figures,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah, that was.
Like, they have no weight to them. They have no weight.
Well, they dance on the wind. They're grasshoppers.
That's true. But
Yeah,
still,
that one
there's
fight
no-
where they were dancing through
they
the like
defy
air,
fucking
they were just going crazy
physics.
with it.
Like, it's not even.
It looked
Fast,
good
it's
though.
not even Fast and Furious. It's beyond.
But it looked good and it was fun. And the motorcycle flying and all that, like that was
Yeah.
fun.
Um,
And I like the actual actor behind this dude. It was like the Kamen Rider as the character was cool, but the actual dude, like Hideo or whatever his name was.
yeah, and the story with his father getting shot.
Oh,
Or
yep,
getting
yep.
stabbed,
Him
like,
kind of
when
like
he was a
being-
policeman.
Yeah, trying to like live up to that, but at the same time not go out like that.
So he's obviously he was made by the organization, right? So I
couldn't
gotta
understand the
I gotta
father
be
part.
transparent. Like, yeah, I came in a little late, so like, why was he actually fighting them? Like, like, what happened there?
He betrayed the organization. If I'm being honest, that's all I got out of it. Him and the girl left the organization because her father like left it up to Kamen Rider and his daughter to fight the Shockers because they were wrong, apparently. He left Shocker. The father of Butterfly and the
die?
father of Ruri or whatever.
Did
Yeah,
he
he's
die or
dead.
something?
He's
Okay.
dead. And they were
Okay,
fighting
so yeah,
Shocker.
pretty basic motivation.
Yeah,
that
it was
kind of
simple.
thing. Like traditional, yeah, nothing too out of the ordinary,
But it was just well executed. And I feel like you liked the character and nobody was off limits to die. And that's the kind of shit that I like. is when you really don't know what's gonna happen now. And honestly, I didn't see that ending coming. That got me.
Yeah.
That definitely got me.
Well, what happened exactly? So he sacrificed himself.
It was like he ran out of energy.
Use his prana to use the last of his prana to put in the mask
No,
or something.
he stayed. He could have left. He said if you get on your bike and you ride, you'll get your prana back. But he said no, like I'm gonna stay here with you.
Yeah.
And he was like, you'll die for me? Like I'm just a stranger. And it's like, hey,
Yeah,
bro,
hey,
that's what my father would do.
dad,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Kind of
yeah,
like
yeah,
so.
yeah. That was beautiful.
And he died. And I was like, yeah, spoiler. I'm like, dang.
They really went for it, yeah. This isn't some, we have to keep everyone alive.
And everybody you
know.
cared about went, but they all died. Literally everyone died, but
Except
the asshole
the new-
agents and the new Kamen Rider.
Kamen Rider, yeah. Who we met like halfway through. Yeah.
Bro, we were even farther than halfway because we had already met the final villain and he introduced this guy. Like, that was crazy.
Yeah.
We just met him at the end. It was that crying scene.
Yeah.
When you saw him hit his knees and start crying, it was like, all right, bro.
Because bro, even just thinking about that,
I know. It's like,
tense.
all right, bro, I'm here for you.
That's a concept that you don't see too often. Like, yeah, that's fucked up. Like, I mean, it's like to have all these different positive memories and then forget like the trauma
Of life,
of
bro.
life of your past.
And I'm sure they were doing stuff to them. You know what I mean? Like they were cyborgs of some sort. I couldn't really gauge what I didn't really have any prior knowledge on Kamen Riders. So for me, it was just like they're robots. They're cyborgs. When they die, they turn to bubbles.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically it. It's 50th anniversary. They're kind of rebooting it, like all the Shin stuff. Like those guys were talking
Shin
about
Ultraman.
Shin Ultraman, Shin Godzilla. I highly recommend.
I don't even remember that movie. I saw it, but I don't remember. That had the girl from Stranger Things in it.
It's like anyways, we're not talking about Shin Godzilla, but they treat it like as what would people do if that actually happened kind of thing, like the realistic kind of viewpoint. But no, the chameleon guy had some really cool.
Chameleon guy. He's the one who came out the cape on some Harry Potter. Yeah. He introduced himself as just a real villain.
Kamen Rider was
just stabbed him.
Like,
that was like the love interest.
Like he was fucked up.
Oh, you mean when his leg was broken? I don't know who did that.
That was the new Kamen Rider before.
Oh, that's who broke his leg.
Before Michiko.
Ruri something. Yeah, Ruriko or Ruri something. Ruri. I don't know what her power even was. What did she do to him? She just touched his head.
I don't know. Yeah, she has indeterminate powers, but
she's like Charles Xavier of robots.
Yeah, pretty much. Glowy eyes, can kind of do hacky type stuff too. But she was almost the heart of the movie in terms of her relationship with all these people at Shocker.
Yeah, for sure. It hurt to see her go.
Yeah, she's a traitor to them.
And now the dynamics were good though, like because of all that. Like, yeah, she's a traitor, so she has like this acquaintance with everybody, but they're like, we gotta kill you. Hey, stop this, or we gotta kill you.
Yeah.
And you get out of here. We don't even know you grasshopper boy. Like, get out of here.
And in the early stages with all the kind of drone people following them and
that was fire.
The
B one was my favorite one. She was easily my favorite one.
Yeah.
Everything about her whole little story.
All her little helpers.
She snapped.
Yeah.
They snapped on that. Like, especially when they were walking through the city and like, even as the audience, you start to notice like, what the fuck? Like, everybody just slowly starts walking behind them also, Jesus walks. I'm like, what's happening?
It's like you can see the vision of this director.
Yeah.
Who did Evangelion. Like, you see his little touches, artistic.
Yes, you do.
Touches.
And I can't get over the fight with him and the B girl. That was wonderful in a different kind of way. It's like
sword fight.
Yeah.
That.
But no, when they were just having the like every single part of that. You know what I mean? When it was her and the two guys with sword, the guy with the sword and her with the sword, and they're fighting him and he's just you know, and then the final fight when they both have the sword, like both of those were excellent.
Yeah.
And her taking their energy, so it's like you can understand the relationship, but she just
I live you, serve you, and then they die. They
just
fucking
die.
That's fucking.
That was crazy, man.
It's
Everything
like
about
the
that was
life
beautiful.
of servants. Like people, a society could be run, you know, in a perfect manner with, you know, certain. I don't know.
And everybody did have their own like ideas of how society could be perfect is through this thing, but I don't know, just her whole little thing right there.
What was the thing with the bat? I came in.
The
during
bat
that,
was he wanted to use. He said that people come together after epidemics.
Oh, epidemics.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Like, what do you mean by epidemic? Like,
You know,
I don't
like
know.
you use viruses to kill a bunch of people, and then people will come together afterwards.
I feel like epidemic is more like anything that's like spreading.
Yeah, like
but
the virus is what he
But
meant.
yeah, not necessarily. That was funny. Like, she fucking shot his wing, and he kept on flying for like
he couldn't
miles.
fly very well.
But he was.
like,
There's this big hole in his wing.
yeah,
and
that
he's still
was a really big hole. Honestly,
Yeah.
that was a cool scene too. When he just like, that's when we see the motorcycle get the boost up, and he jumps off it and hits this crazy
Yeah,
little
it's those
flip.
kind of
Yeah,
Power
like-
Ranger type moments where there's little quick shots of just insane.
like close up, zoom in, boop, bop,
Yeah.
and then he just comes down with that
And then
kick.
the-
That was lit. Yeah,
Like the jump.
I
the
started to like
overhead jump.
I started to like that jump. I'm not gonna lie. I started to
It's like
really
you can
become a
only
fan
jump
of that.
62 point
Yeah.
something meters.
Well, my bike can fly, so fuck you.
That was
And his
oddly
bike
specific that he knew.
Well, he, you know, he knew
I guess.
every,
yeah.
you know, he was a scientist.
Oh, that was the scientist?
No,
Or-
that
or
her
he's
father,
just-
but he was just
Oh,
a
okay.
scientist. That was, you know, he was making epidemics in the lab. Yeah, that was,
Yeah. All of them had unique powers that were keeping you engaged. And,
yeah,
Um,
yep. It was just,
I don't know. Okay, did you find that the ending of that last fight was weird when they were just wrestling on the ground and there was like no audio?
I thought it had to be some type of stylized. They're literally
like-
just turned into wrestling. Yeah, like high school wrestling. And then it's like maybe they ran out of power is what I thought. And
Oh,
so
okay, yeah.
now they were just like, you know, just turned into
But even when they were
grappling.
hitting the ground, like
Yeah.
like there was
It's
no
just
like
weird,
there was
yeah.
no like intense.
But it was like they
comic
were
booky
they were
sounds.
talking though. So it was like just the
Okay.
highlight was them like, you know, like
it felt weird. There were
Yes.
moments every so often I was like,
yeah.
what is happening right
It got a little bit artistic there. I was here for it though. It was
Like,
just
what is happening? Yeah.
there was no precedence for a fight like that. But I liked that they were all kind of different. But that one was something. He had a vision for that moment.
I saw what he was going for.
Yeah.
I might try to do the same thing, but it was
Literally
very
just
like
sophomore wrestling. Like it went from high
like you know
stakes
you've seen
superpower
that
moves.
you've seen that
Yeah.
trope where like you're just it's like you know throwing hands just like raw
But they weren't
hands.
even. They were like just
Yeah.
grabbing each other's legs and falling on the ground.
Hey,
It was like you had more
sometimes-
script and didn't have the action written. It's like, yo, just grapple. Say these words and grapple.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was here for that though.
Yeah.
It was just something different. And I'm like, okay. And that was like the final fight, so it had a different kind of emotion to me than the usual like big punches, and I feel like they kind of got all that out the way. And then they were having like a dialogue thing, like, bro, it doesn't have to be like this. You know what I mean? My father died too. He's like, you don't get it. You can't understand me. You know, it's like the whole like
But they were already
mental scuffle.
grappling. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it was like going on for a while.
It was going on for a while.
Uh,
But
Yeah,
that was the end
gotta
of them.
balance the-
You know, I guess they. Little did we know that was the last scene for them.
I know. Emotional gut punch right there.
Yeah, that was their montage.
No, I liked New Kamen Rider. Like he was like I liked his persona, his acting.
Yeah, yep. Even
He's
him, like,
yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
wanna
be on my own.
alone.
Yeah. Yep. But he still came back and joined the team and like understood, like, I kind of owe this chick something.
Yeah. The scarves.
Yep.
Kind of representative.
And I like that the brother had one too. Like that was, hey, my sister just, went out. I'm a Kamen Rider now too. Because technically, I guess he was kind of against the organization as far as I'm gonna kill everybody. Because he was on like a revenge plot.
Oh
like, everybody's gonna die. My mom died. Everybody got died.
I'm gonna go after Shocker one way or another.
Yeah.
I guess I'll work with you guys. Even though reluctantly, but.
He said, I'm Kamen Rider 0. I like how he just gave himself the top number. Nah, how about I'm 0? Yeah, that was a good one.
Not that good.
Yeah. Blue Butterfly said, yeah, I'm Kamen Rider 0.
Oh, yeah, he did. Yeah, Blue Butterfly. Yeah. Yeah.
Let me just take the top spot real quick. Honestly, he was going hard.
That was cool, yeah. It's like, he was like hatching his face, like.
Oh, that was wild. Honestly, I liked all the face stuff that was happening for all of them.
Yeah.
And then then they get their mask. Yeah, no, I think it was like fought his people though.
It was like bloody too, which like kind of caught me off guard.
That was great when they like took it there, because then I felt like, okay, the stakes are getting high. You know what I mean? Because at first
they're not afraid. Like
they weren't losing like that. We did not see them taking any
R-rated. Yeah, it's like people are fucking getting stabbed and
they started to take it there. The stakes really did rise throughout the movie, and like the final fight was like we hadn't seen them bleed at all, and then all of a sudden it's just a montage of him beating the crap out of these guys. Like it was like 3 minutes of just beating the crap out of these guys, and they take those. Like I hadn't seen them sweat or bleed, and they were like bleeding.
I know. I mean,
like whoa.
Goes to show, like in filmmaking, you can't show everything. Like if everything's in excess, then appreciate those moments, and then it feels more impactful when.
But they was effed up, bro. That was crazy.
Yeah, when you take it there, but
they were messed up, and it was impactful because you hadn't even seen that, and that whole last section was, that was good. That was good. I actually really liked that movie.
Some decent motorcycle riding going on.
Yeah, that was all CG.
Motorcycles are big in Japan.
Yeah,
so.
that was pretty much all CG.
I mean, no. Some of them, that last shot was beautiful.
Yeah, with the
I
credits.
was wondering, like, where the fuck is that? It's fucking amazing.
That bridge? Yeah, that was A1.
To an island. It's probably like Okinawa or something.
The way they just hit that pull out too, that was just so smooth. Holy crap, that was the shot. That was the one to end on.
Yeah. But yeah, a lot of the motorcycle riding was kind of janky CG. So
and then there was that other robot.
Good give and take.
Who was like I or J or K. I don't think you saw that part, but there was like that other robot who you kept seeing everywhere, and he had the flowers in his suit. He was just
yeah. He was trying to be human and shit.
Yeah, him. He was weird. Yeah, he was a weird one. So that was like the doctor told him to like follow humans in his final order before the doctor killed himself. That's right.
Is that the father of?
Yeah. Before his final order was to.
The father killed himself?
Yeah. Now that I think about it.
Oh shit. Well,
his final order to the robots was, or to that robot with the flowers, was find like what the saddest people use to make themselves happy, and that's how they'll find happiness for people, something like that. But that's why he was always in the cut, like following all the other people. You know what I mean?
Whoa,
he was trying to discover.
That's kind of interesting. I had no idea what the guy was doing.
Yeah, he was like Robin Williams from Bicentennial.
I didn't know if he was like evil or not.
He was just like.
I guess
that's why she was talking to him so casually, because his job was like almost to observe, not to like really be fighting or doing anything like that.
Yeah, he was. But yeah, he would just be in the background of fucking shots and fights, just standing there. I mean, yeah, he looked dope. Like, that was a good look. That was a good
robot
look.
with a suit on. Can't go wrong. Pretty much the people who run.
They were talking about like
squares.
Spider Og. I think I missed that one.
I did not see that one either. I don't know what Spider Og was. I know it was a character.
Yeah, they were referencing.
Saying, but like, this is for Spider Og.
Yeah.
That might have been
the first one.
I don't know. Well, R.I.P. to Spider Og though. I know he turned into bubbles.
Yeah, I mean, damn, there was a lot of villains. Spider, Bat, Scorpion,
Bee,
Chameleon,
Wasp,
Bee,
Wasp,
again, butterfly.
Other grasshopper number 2
Other
who
Dude,
came to the homie side.
That's
yeah.
impressive that you can have so many characters and have them not be or not feel like they I feel like they all got a decent amount of
Oh yeah, their
time.
characters came through. Even the way like the bee kept being like, "Oh dear."
Oh dear.
They all had like some character to them. I think that's why.
Join us, or we will have to.
Or die.
Violence will ensue. It's kind of John.
Yeah,
Wick
everybody
vibes.
was also like, "Yeah, I don't like violence, but you
Yeah.
leave me no choice."
Yeah.
Well, rate it.
Yeah, I forgot we were doing hindsight for a second.
Dang, that's how good the movie was.
8.5. I'm gonna say.
I was gonna give it the 8.5 as well. It's like I
Again,
want to give it a 9, but sometimes that CG was kind of good. It's
Yeah.
but it was a good movie. Like it's just no. It took some
Like if it
creative
was,
liberties.
bro, people would be tearing it to shreds if it was associated with Disney or like
Yeah,
that
they would.
type of stuff, Because it to most people it would be like, oh, this is just.
But this is
we're
niche.
used
You
to
gotta
so
know.
many.
Yeah, you
we're
gotta
used to so many
understand
things
Japanese
better,
and
yeah.
like you gotta understand the genre a little bit
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
that's where this type
Kamen
of
Rider,
thing. If
yeah,
you know
Power
it from
Ranger,
like it's 50 years old.
Yeah.
So these techniques were like mind blowing back then, and they've almost
But
just
they
like
could have
taken
updated them.
Yeah,
you
but I
know?
feel like they did try and take a corny style per se and make it new. And a lot of the vibes felt like trying to take a old like corny style and make it new, and I appreciated it for that.
I mean, I was cracking up like.
Oh yeah, I had some laughs in there.
I was just like,
I had some laughs.
what are we watching right now? Can't get over that fucking the fucking he was the hyper close up to his eyes and shit.
And honestly, who was the guy who's like, "I'm 3 insects combined into one"? Like that guy had me too.
Oh,
one
the
with
chameleon.
with the invisibility cloak. Oh, there go Kamen Rider right there. Yeah, but the dude with the invisibility thing, he had me dying for some reason. Like his whole like, swag.
Yes, this is my plan.
And the kick that got him, where he just, what was he even hitting? He just was hitting random bricks that were stacked.
Wait, what?
When he like gets killed by Kamen Rider 2, and he hits him with the kick, and he just like pile driving up against these walls.
Oh,
but it's like, what was he even hitting?
Yeah, that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. It's
Like
just
just random walls stacked in order for him to be just going.
it's just
Yeah, it was wild.
okay. We just need to put something
Yes,
to be
insert
knocked
walls.
Into. Yeah.
I was here for it though. That was funny.
Yeah, there's some other moments I'm just not remembering, but yeah, there were moments of goofiness.
Yeah. There were
That,
moments of goofiness. I feel like that whole sequence of the other grasshoppers versus them was just madness. Where they're like all riding on the bike like through the tunnel and stuff, and like I didn't even really know what was going on for pretty much that whole sequence.
Yeah.
Even when like they blow up their bikes, I'm still sitting there like, wait, what just happened?
Yeah. There's just fucking explosions at the end. Just like, oh, the whole thing exploded, so
Everything
they got
just
out.
exploded. What happened? Everything's blowing up, and there's more of them.
Seemed like a CG explosion, and then like kind of a legit
Legit.
explosion like after that.
Fuck, I was just
Yeah.
like, okay.
You know what? I'm down for some different
Yeah.
stuff, I guess.
I'm down for some different stuff, and it was a Japanese film. Maybe we should add that in there.
Oh yeah.
It was definitely subtitled.
Subtitle,
and,
yeah.
so-
A lot of
or subbed.
explaining emotions, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's just how it goes.
But there was some funny ones in there where she's like, she literally says it in English, and then they just
Yo.
translate it as something
Scorpion,
else.
like, yeah.
Like, oh yeah, it's showtime, and it's like, we're getting ready to have a fight or something. Like, what? Or like, this
Yeah.
party's about to get started. I
Yeah,
think it's like,
yeah.
like she literally just said it. Like, what?
Hey, you gotta expect that, you know?
Yeah, I was here for it. And honestly, I like the little Ruri Kamen Rider love story they had going, because that hit hard when it's like she left that message for him. That was after she died, and it was like, dang.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, they're capable of having subtle, emotional kind of beats, and yeah, it's kind of beautiful.
There were some tears in there, man. The Kamen Rider was going through it, honestly. He was taking L's, and I guess you missed this part at the beginning when they were talking about like he didn't want to like kill or something, or he like
Yeah.
And so when he killed the bat, that was him saying like, I'm making a choice. I'm gonna protect you, even though I gotta kill these guys. And so that was like the other internal struggle for him as he went through that.
Well, yeah, he didn't kill B. The agency guys killed B. Yeah, that was a struggle that he had to.
He made the right choice.
Hey, you know, maybe it's due to his father too, not wanting
Oh
to
yeah,
kill.
for sure. I thought that was cool. That was cool how like his father really did leave that imprint on him, and you could kind of see his motivations as honestly, you can see everybody's motivations for the most part.
Even though like there was like quiet moments, like when they're out in the on the tracks or whatever, like eating, you know, planning for whatever they're gonna do.
Before the bee came up, yeah, for sure.
And they're like, she's like, you know, or like he's like, why don't you enjoy your food? Because that's Japanese like to fucking eat slowly and enjoy their food. And she's like, you know,
sustenance, man.
It's sustenance. Like it's just nutrients that I need that are going into my mouth. And
she tries to max it real quick when they all pull up.
And he's like, no, food is a delicacy. And that's truth. It's facts. Yeah, it was like, yeah, you had like moments of kind of contemplation, and even I think it was after the bee, they were kind of hiding out, and
when they were like in the little secret hideout area.
Yeah, and she was
getting upset.
Yeah, there was some kind of romantic tension. I
no,
feel
for
like
sure,
there.
for sure. That was the chemistry. She was going anyway.
Like,
yeah. I'm getting dressed over here, but come over here.
I'm getting dressed.
Yeah,
like, why are you all the way over there? Why are you all the way across
the
room? Like, and there's this shot of like her in
the corner, and he's on the whole. Like, yeah, legit. That was funny as hell.
Yeah.
That was funny as hell. No, that was a vibe. Oh yeah, for sure.
Casted the females quite well.
Honestly, the dudes was looking kind of rugged too. I was rocking with all those guys. Even like, cause like Butterfly dude was kind of weird, but like everybody was giving off the right vibes.
Yeah. They felt like they could all be superheroes.
No, legit. And even Kamen Rider too, like I feel like he was a weird one where it was like, but then it's like you start to like his character, and it's like, all right, like
yeah.
No,
he had a stoicism,
great, you know? Right.
like OG Kamen Rider. He had like I don't know, just his like facial structure.
Yeah,
and like he didn't talk like too much.
No, I appreciated that. I felt like he was like less words but more impact, and you already knew where he was coming from.
Not quite John Wick, but
yeah, for sure.
Those vibes.
For sure.
I mean,
he was talking way
except
more.
the killing.
And he had emotion. I feel like John Wick is always like an emotionless killer, and this dude, he was feeling it.
True.
He was feeling a whole lot of moments in the movie. Like he was quite the emotional being, if I'm being real, because they kept saying like, "Oh, he's too soft." And I mean, he did get him killed, but he did go pretty hard.
He did. He was. Yeah.
And I feel like he died for her. You know what I mean? Like that was the reason he died. Like this is her brother. This was her last wish. Like I passed the torch on.
Yeah.
It's time for me to turn the bubbles.
Respect to the movie for having those convictions.
Yeah.
Really, like a lot of people died.
Yeah. Like
movie.
literally the whole cast.
And even like, even those like kind of corny evaporation kind of things.
It started to mean something after a while. You started to be like, oh, it's under the bubbles. You know what it meant?
The bubbles, yeah. It was interesting actually. It like, you know, you've seen it different ways where people kind of like, whether it be like a digital thing
Star
where you
Wars
kind of like disappear, or like
it's usually like that, like fall into crystal dust that kind of evaporates into the sky and floats away. But there was none of that.
Or
it just
in
turned into
Digimon,
bubbles.
like it's like pixelated and all that. But like this was unique, where it was kind of like bubbles / fucking
like
clouds.
yeah, like a weird
slash-
insect
yeah.
bubble. Like, you know what I mean? Like that.
So
Like how like bugs can fizz.
they go to this like weird fucking place. What is it called?
Like, no, I think that.
Or no, that's different.
That's what he was trying to bring everybody into that world, the habitat or whatever.
Habitat, yeah.
But that's not death. You know what I mean? They were saying like that's like a place between life and death, like a purgatory almost.
Yeah.
He wanted to bring everybody in there.
People would be happy there.
Yeah, no, but honestly, like you can see where he was coming from too.
Yeah.
But I mean, it sounded like he was bringing people into hell.
And it is interesting because they had kind of different ideas, but kind of the same like
concept.
overall
That is what
concept
the organization was,
yeah.
though. It was like to find what makes people happy.
Yeah.
And so everybody went on these dark paths on like what can make people happy.
That's deep.
And it was
True
I like their
happiness.
insect themes though. I thought that was cool. Except the bat. I guess he's not an insect, but he still fit. He still fit with the squad.
Epidemic, man.
He still
Like
fit
too
with
many
the squad.
epidemics out here.
Yeah, no, that was good, man. I like that. I like that. I'm here for more foreign films like that.
So what was the takeaway then? What was the message then? Where does happiness come from?
You know, I think it comes from riding on the back of the Kamen Rider's motorcycle. You know, it's the little things. She found her happiness. Everybody kind of found happiness in a different way if you really think hard about it. Even though they did all die. I mean, other than the people who were just like total asses through the whole movie who had to get murked out. Like, you know, the bee kind of, well, she didn't get her happiness, but she wanted, what's her name, to kill her. She was already ready to go. Kamen Rider got to help Ruri. The guy got to talk to his sister. He got to kind of go out how he wanted to. You know? Kamen Rider, like, yeah, he took himself out, but that's okay. He took himself out for sure. Definitely could have got some wins. But I think he was just ready to go. He had seen too much. It was just like, yo, my girl's gone. Let me go join her in the other room.
No, he did. He set out to do.
Let me go see my pops. See my pops,
Exactly.
my girl.
Yeah.
And Ruri kind of went out how she wanted to as well. You know what I mean? I feel like she knew she was gonna die. She, you know, it sounded like she left the
It was very
organization.
abrupt though. It was like,
She knew she was
damn.
going out.
I got killed by a fucking
Harry
crazy-
Potter. Yeah, like Harry Potter just came out the cut.
crazy chameleon.
That was
Yeah.
very abrupt. But the strange thing is, because of that,
And
it really helped like
what's
the
his name saw
second
that
Kamen
shit.
Rider really, like, you know what I mean, cement himself in right then.
Yeah. Like you said, she knew it was coming and she already had that message ready. So.
That boy said, yeah, I did it. He starts like jumping on her. I'm like, what the hell?
But and then Robot Dude saw all of that.
He just standing there up on the like rafters, like looking
like,
like
yo.
he added another flower, like, oh,
So Kamen Rider has broken leg on the ground and
they heal apparently.
and then you know,
Then he did.
girl got stabbed. Like, I hope Kamen Rider 2 comes around.
I was curious about how he could heal and she couldn't. Maybe it's like he's a combat type, or maybe do grasshoppers heal? I don't know.
Maybe the prana,
The prana healing,
Prana,
healing, yeah.
something.
Yeah. You get enough wind and you can heal. Yeah. Oh, he said it like, yeah, I'm healed. He's like, oh, you're healed now? Like, yes.
So what is this deal with the prana? So everyone has prana and you can take it.
I think
Right.
it was like, it seemed like it was just the energy. And yeah, some could just steal prana from, because like the bee was stealing and then butterfly was stealing. So I guess it's just like, you know.
Maybe it's a metaphor for
something.
fucking wealth.
I don't know. Yeah, that
Because
was
you know,
different.
wealth doesn't necessarily make you happy.
That
Yeah.
was very different. I'm sure, well, this wasn't even about no money. I feel like this is all about, you know, idealism and, yeah. Different ways of
Or
living,
power.
different thoughts
that's
of life.
legit, I guess power. Like
Very
it is
introspective.
power. And if you have power, then you know.
And you have prana.
But prana can also be used for ill. So it's just about how you use it.
Well, lesson learned.
Damn. There was a lot to say actually about
Well,
pretty dumb movie as I said.
it is good though. It was
But
like-
yeah,
it was
no,
just
I'm thinking
goofy.
it's deeper than
The dumbness was like in the style of it being from the 50s. You know what I mean? Like they were really just trying to bring it back, and I thought it was creative how they took something that was dated and tried to make it not dated. And yeah, they did all right. I ain't seen I know there's TV shows and stuff, but I really can't recall. I think that was even on like Fox Kids. They had Kamen Rider playing, but I never really saw that show. All I knew was his mask, and we saw the preview or we saw the poster in Japan. So I was like, I gotta check that out.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
Big deal.
All right, we out.